Hi everybody, welcome to another one of my videos. I hope you like my background. This is my son's room. My iPad is currently doing an update, but I figured I would talk to you guys for a few minutes because guess what? We are doing a new vlog. Today is the last day of February. We're going into March. And so, yes, spring technically starts March 20th, but around where we live, no, there's still gonna be snow, guys. It doesn't feel like spring. For me, March is all about green and St. Patty's Day. My husband's half Irish. We like to celebrate. Our youngest son is named Connor in honor of his Irish heritage. Plus, my favorite color is green. It's been my favorite color since I was little. Obviously, I love St. Patty's Day just because of all the green. So in honor of March, in honor of the Irish, in honor of the color green, we are going to read some Irish books. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that Nora Roberts is my all-time favorite author. Lo and behold, she did a series. There's 3 books. It's the Irish Hearts Trilogy. I think book 1 was published in 2020. I've never read them. I was reading the back of it, the synopsis. They also sound up my alley because there's horses, you guys, race horses. The first book is called the Irish Thoroughbred, I think is what the title of it is, and I'm really excited. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna vlog this necessarily because normally when I do these vlogs, I have books and I vlog myself turning pages, but I am gonna be reading all 3 of these books on my Kindle Unlimited, so on my iPad, but I will do my best to make it look awesome. So here it is. Nora Roberts, Irish Thoroughbred. I got a new iPad cover. Look at this. It is so cool. And it's like clearish on the back and it feels so good. I've had the same iPad for 7 years and I've had the same cover on it and it was falling apart. So I got a new one and I'm really excited. I cannot believe that I hadn't heard of this one.
It's a cover for the charging cord.
So here we go. This book doesn't take place in Ireland. She moves from Ireland to the Americas because all of her family in Ireland has passed away and she has nowhere to live. So she's gonna go stay with her uncle who has a job working with racehorses in America. I've just been sitting here this morning drinking my coffee and reading. Honestly, this book is only 198 pages. I'm trying to remember the last time I've read a book that was less than 300 pages. I have been reading a lot of big books, so I'm burning through this one so much faster than I thought I was going to. I just started it yesterday and I've only got 30 pages left. It's really good. It's a very soft, very subtle story, but at the same time, I feel like so much has happened. It's weird how much the story enraptures you. You're just reading and the story just flows from one moment to the next moment. And even though it doesn't have the same kind of adventurous suspense, it doesn't really have you on the edge of your seat like you would get from a fantasy romance. It's all about a girl leaving her homeland of Ireland and coming to the States, having to get used to the busyness is the Americas, having to adjust to the way that people work and operate. And then not just that, but also on the richer end of the Americas because she's working on this thoroughbred stables and she's getting to go to races and stuff, which is really cool. You know what? I've always wanted to go to the Kentucky Derby. It's been a dream of mine since I was little. And you know what? Someday maybe it will happen. It's still on my bucket list. Anyways, she got to go to the Kentucky Derby, the race for the roses. This book was never an enemies to lovers. She falls fast, but I think he falls first, even though it's not from his perspective. And it took her a little bit because she's young and inexperienced with men. You know, she has to muddle through her feelings. But I think it was love at first sight for her too. She just didn't realize it. But now some events have happened in this book I'm absolutely loving, even though from her perspective, I could see where she's thinking that it's all just a ruse. I don't think it is for him. Yeah, I don't know how to really explain it without giving it away. And I really wanted this particular vlog to be spoiler free for anybody who hasn't read this series. I mean, it might not be as popular as some of my other series that I've read. I didn't mind too terribly much doing spoilers for those because I'm pretty sure that 90% of the population had already read those, but I'm not sure about these. So if you've been reading a lot of dark romance or a lot of fantasy romance, a lot of suspense and angst and death and fighting, it's a nice change up. This book, I'm absolutely enthralled with it, and I can't wait to read more in the series. I know I haven't vlogged much of me reading this book, but again, honestly, I'm just reading it on my Kindle Unlimited on my iPad. Like literally here, this is how my turning of the pages go. So I'm on page 160 of 198. Oh, my heart. Love me, Travis, Hermione shouted suddenly. I'd give the world and more if you'd only love me half as much as I love you. I think he does, dear. I think he does. He just doesn't know how to express.
The stubbornness of men. Clearly he loves her. So why is he pushing her away? I don't understand the science behind it. Like, if he's trying to woo her, why is he pushing her away and being mean and making her feel like he doesn't want her? I don't understand the logic behind that. I mean, it happens in so many books and I don't understand it. If you like a girl and you want to be with a girl, then treating her like she doesn't matter and you don't want to be around her is not the way to accomplish said goal. Right, I finished book 1 and it was such a cute little read. I was expecting more of a blowout at the end of the book than what happened, and I was pleasantly surprised and pleasantly happy with how it all went down. It didn't take me long at all to finish it. It was so good. And so now I'm on to book 2, Nora Roberts. This is Irish Rose, and this is supposedly about a guy who flies to Ireland looking for new horses for his racing breeding farm, meets a girl there and falls immediately for her, and then hires her to be his bookkeeper. And so she leaves Ireland to come stay. They end up working together, and the chemistry between them just grows and grows. Then he starts pushing her away because apparently there's a secret in his past will threaten to tear them apart or something like that. Let's get back into more Ireland lore, get back into horses. I've been spending the morning reading. It is raining currently, so I'm actually kind of enjoying that too. It's been really weird weather around here, going between really warm to rain to snow, like back to warm. I guess it's high desert for you. Anyways, I'm about 40 pages into Irish Rose, and so far it's really good. It seems the time frame seems to be 7 years since book 1, and we actually get to see Travis and Arlia from book 1, and they're happily married. She has 3 kids and she's pregnant with twins, so she's gonna have a big family. It's kind of sweet getting to see them. And even though I just read their book, and I like how they made a bit of time go by between the books. The main character of this book, she is Arlia's cousin. They look to be about 5 years apart. Adelia is now 30, and Aaron, who's the main character of this book, Aaron and Burke. So Burke, I think, is 31. Aaron is 25. So just kind of like a little bit of a context for you. Adelia and Tavish and their kids are visiting Ireland. I guess Burke came to Ireland looking at racehorses because he owns some property next to Tavish and Adelia. Obviously, that's how him and Aaron meet. But again, I haven't gotten far. It's only about 40 pages, but I love how smooth the books go. It just flows beautifully, and before you know it, you're 100 pages in, and you feel almost like you haven't read much, but yet at the same time you have, if that makes any sense. And I'm enjoying the rain. To the salon to get her hair cut. We're using the same lady, so she's gonna get her hair cut first, and then I'm gonna get my hair cut. I am in serious need of it. My hair is so long, and because it's so thin, it doesn't do long hair very well without looking really thin and really ragged. So I'm looking forward to a haircut. I did bring my iPad with me. I'm planning to sit in the waiting room and just read while my daughter gets her hair cut first. So let's go do that. All right, this is my haircut. I absolutely love it. I honestly, I wanted a few more layers, but my hair is so baby fine, so thin that she couldn't do exactly what I was looking for, but she explained it and it made total sense. And I absolutely love it. And it thickened right up. Yeah, my hair was just, some people can't have long hair and I'm one of them. The underside of my hair only grows to about like right where it's cut at, and then it's like it stops. And then it's only just the top layer of hair that just keeps growing. So it gets thinner and thinner the longer it gets, and then it just drags my hair down, which then makes the top of it look thinner than what it really is. But it feels so lightweight and it feels so awesome. I just got done filming a video, and then now I'm gonna go relax for the rest of the evening because everything else has been done today. You guys gotta see what my husband got me. Oh, it's kind of heavy, but it's like a spa mat thing and it like bubbles and stuff. I'm gonna go and hook this all up to the bathtub, and then I'm gonna grab my Kindle and I'm gonna chill in the bath and read. I'm still not too terribly far in the book. I didn't end up reading too terribly much in the salon like I was hoping to. I was having fun chatting with the girls there. They're sweethearts. I've gotten to the point where Erin has moved from Ireland and she's now in Maryland, and she's staying with her cousin Aldia. I always have a hard time saying her name. I'm horrible with names. She's working for Burke, who is their neighbor, so she just goes over there every day and she's like his bookkeeper and stuff. And oh my gosh, the tensions between them. There was this whole hot tub scene. It fogged up more than their windows, and telling you what, things are getting so good. I just learned that she has a horrible fear of horses, which, oops, you're kind of on a horse farm. I guess she's gonna have to get over, although I get why. I get why she is. She shared her trauma, and I totally get it. There's people out there petrified of horses who don't have stories like that. They're just scared of them because they're big and they're intimidating, especially if you've never been around them. I'm gonna get back to some Erin and Brooke, and I will catch up with you guys when I am done soaking. She just went to her first horse race and she had so much fun. I could easily see myself being the exact same way. I'm not a gambler and I don't like to bet money on pretty much anything, but the day I go to my first Kentucky Derby, you can guarantee I'll probably bet like $2-3 on a horse. just cause, you know, it's a horse race. The way she's acting at her first race, I'm like sweaty. Oh my gosh, I've been doing some work. I would totally do the same thing. I would be acting the same way. I'd be like on cloud 9 and I'd probably be embarrassing everybody around me. The veterans would be like, yeah, newbie alert. Like I'd be so obvious. Totally wouldn't care. So I finished Irish Rose last night while I was sleeping. I wasn't even paying attention. I was hooked and I was just reading, and then before you know it, I finished it. It was a really, really good book. Honestly, my favorite of the two so far, bigger of the two books. I loved the dynamic of it, and I loved the message that Nora Roberts was trying to convey through the two characters. I mean, there was parts where I was like, they're already confessing to themselves that they love the other person, and like so early in the book, and I'm like, I'm not sure how well this is gonna go. I mean, normally ends up being very disastrous, but it didn't. I was surprised, like I normally always am in Nora Roberts books. I find it very hard to predict her books, so I was pleasantly surprised. There was no running away, there was no like, oh, we can't do this anymore, I'm leaving, you know. It was stay, and it was fight, and it was make it work. It goes to show that in a marriage there are tough times, and there's gonna be times you don't get along. You can work it out if you just stick it out and try. Burke was definitely very broken and he had a lot of lessons to learn. Erin was there to help him figure that out, and she was that calm in his storm, and I really like that. I mean, it was very reverse role. Normally it's the FMCs that have the troubled past, some kind of trauma that they have to overcome so that they can be who they're meant to be, and this time it was reversed. Erin, she had her family, she had a good life growing up, you know, she was happy. She was able to give some of that to him. Anyways, that book is done, and now I'm on to Irish Rebel, which is interesting. I've gotten, I think, 12 pages into that book, and it really went forward in time. The main character, her name is Keely, which I find interesting because my best friend of all time, we've been best friends since like kindergarten. Her name is Keely. And so it's kind of interesting that I'm reading about a Keely. She is the daughter of Travis and Aldea from book 1. And so I got to meet her a little bit in book 2 when she was like 3, 4, getting to see this little fiery girl all grown up now. And so it's about her. Patty, which is a character from book 1 that you meet, which is Aldea's uncle. He retires as the horse trainer and they bring in another trainer from Ireland. And you know, he's had to string himself up from his bootstraps and muck stalls, and you know, he's really had to work hard to get where he's at. And then you've got Keely, who's been born and raised on this ranch with lots of money, and so he kind of sees her as like a princess that out of his league. He's obviously attracted from like the onset. She's a princess, and you know, he doesn't think he's worthy, so he can't stay away, but at the same time he doesn't think he deserves her. And so that kind of adds some animosity because she's nowhere even remotely as to what he's thinking that she is, and vice versa. She's got her own assumptions about him too, and his name's Brian. So they're kind of butting heads a little bit right now, and I can't wait him to see how different she really is. How can she not be with a mom like Aldea, right? And even her father Travis. And I got to see a little bit of Aaron in Burke as well, so it's kind of nice getting to see all these characters, but getting to see them all grown up, the kids all grown up. It's a new dynamic. And at first I was a little hesitant. I was like, I'm not always a fan of reading the romance stories of the children of people that I have read before. I don't think that's necessarily because I just don't like it. I just don't think I've done it very often when I'm stopping and thinking about it, and I don't really remember ever really doing that much in all of my history of reading. It's actually kind of a neat change up, and I'm actually liking it more than I was expecting I was going to. You know, I'm a firm believer that you gotta try something at least once before you decide if you hate it or not, and I can't wait to delve more into it, so let's go do that.
Little girl just said of Brian, he talks pretty. And you know what? If you've ever heard a man speak in the Irish brogue, it is very hot, you guys. I mean, it's very beautiful. If I could have any accent in the world, it would be the Irish brogue. It's every time they talk, it just sounds so magical. But then I guess in a way, everybody has an accent to somebody. I'm sure the people on the East Coast of America would hear me talking and think that I have an accent. But to me, I don't sound like I do. I swear, he knows when the camera turns on. He'll leave me alone and be all snooty hoity-toity. And then I turn my camera on, and then like suddenly he's in my face. Yeah, I know what you be about. Yeah, you think you're gonna be a superstar, huh? Oh, I like this, how Brian responds. He's like, no one talks prettier than those from Ireland, lad. It's because we've been kissed by the fairies. You can't see it, but just right on the edge of the camera, my cutie's laying down too. Aww. I feel very special. I don't know what I would do without my animals. There's just something about cuddling up in bed with a book and your fur babies, it's just like the best. Can't forget my diet soda too. I've got the works. And in a little bit, I'm probably gonna get up and get some chocolate too, because I went on a 5-mile run. I want some sugar-free Hershey's. She's totally seducing him. Every time she says something, he acts like he's been shoved under the water and he can't breathe. So she'll say something. He's the first time he's like, I went under. I can't find my breath. And then she'll say something else. He's like, damn it, I went under again for the second time. No. And then here we are right here. He's like, the boots clattered to the floor as he went under for the third time. He's trying, because she's so innocent, he's trying to be, like, first he was very strong, like, come on, let's do this, let's get together. And then he found out she was innocent, and she's never been with a man. And so then now he's like, nope, put on the brakes. We will be nothing but friends forever. And she's like, oh, really now? And so she just walks into his house. This guy's gonna, like, pass out from an inability to breathe. When he swept her up in his arms, she let out a shuddering sigh. Oh, I was hoping you'd do that. Thrilled, she pressed
There's a new world for Newark!
Yay!
Yes, there is! I keep plugging into it. Maybe it's gonna play.
It says there's a massive update for Astrophotos. It's a mega update that we recently just got for It's for the Lost Colony. He's freaking out about the Lost Colony for a new arc.
Well, I'm glad you guys are so excited about it. We're having an arc freak out. I'm glad that you're so excited. No, don't bang your head on my leg. You're gonna knock yourself out, dude. I love you too, buddy. I'm glad that you're excited. Yeah, you did all of that on the camera. Wave to the tubers. That moment when you realize you've done something and now have an audience. Should I leave it in or edit it out? Only time will tell. You guys, love my loud washer. One of the feet came off, so now it rattles. And I keep telling my husband to fix it because he's got a 3D printer. And so he could 3D print a new foot, but he keeps forgetting. And we have to put heavy things on it so it doesn't crawl away while we're washing laundry. There had been a few gifts in his life that had mattered, that had stayed in him, in his heart, in memory. She would, he knew. She was a gift he would cherish. Oh, Brian. So it's kind of nice to get to see what babies that Aaron and Burke had, even though they're like freshmen, senior, they're like in high school now. I think they're in high school. Even though Aaron is Keely's aunt, they've been gone on vacation, like that whole family. So we're just now that we're 56% into the book, we're just now getting some information on Aaron and Burke's children. Apparently, their oldest is a daughter, and her name is Marie. All right, I finished the book. Oh, it was so good. I mean, I was slightly disappointed because I feel like book 3 ended in a different way than the other two. It kind of had a different feel to it. I don't even know how to put it. They didn't feel as complete as the other ones did. Went in to the salon to get my nails done, and I just stayed in the waiting room and just finished the book. By the time
I got in, because it's like a walk-in, you don't make an appointment. By the time they called my name, I had finished the book, and I was just like, I can't wait to get back home and tell you guys that I finished it. It was such a bittersweet story. The premise through all 3 books has pretty much been the same. All 3 men, super stubborn, super stubborn. Girls, they're more stubborn, and they get through to them, and it ends up being in a happily ever after. Again, like I said, the 3rd book just didn't end as happily ever after-y as the other 2 did. It was still a satisfying ending. You know, I guess I'm just being a little picky. I had a great time. It was a great start to the month of March. Now I'm ready to get into a dark romance fantasy. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.